Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5, and today we've got ourselves a touring car. Because for 20 points in Autumn of the Storm season, you can go ahead and grab yourself the number 98 Hyundai Elantra. There you go, I've pronounced your name right. Company, are you happy now? This thing makes a whopping 350 brake horsepower, 332 foot-pounds of torque, and weighs just a shade under 3,000 pounds with a 2-litre engine. And to be honest, it does look pretty cool indeed. You can see the seating position is definitely a lot further back, and it does have a really cool looking wing, and unlike the Ioniq 6, this Hyundai is not electric. Going to the inside, it has been completely gutted. We've got ourselves a race seat, a little bit of netting, and just a tiny little digital dash, and now let's go ahead and take a listen. Alrighty, here we're now over in the upgrade shop, so let's jump straight to conversion, over to engine swaps and see what we've got. We've got two available. We've got the 1.6 litre inline-4 turbo rally engine and also the racing 7.2 litre V8, which means we're about to have a stupid amount of power. If you want, you can also go ahead and make this thing either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, which we'll do in a little bit, I guess, so stay tuned for that. So this thing comes stock on the good old Michelin Super Slick tyres. We can also go ahead and put them on semis should we wish to, which we might do a little later to drift this thing, but not right now. And even though this car's already been completely stripped of everything, we can go ahead and make it even lighter, just a shade under 2,500 pounds, which is absolutely insane. However, this time our resident tuner is back once again with a tune for the Hyundai Elantra, so let's go ahead and haul up the share code. Feel free to go ahead and download that yourself, like I'm going to about now. So this thing now has 2,572 pounds in weight and around about 530 brake horsepower. We're at the top of S1, so let's go ahead and install. Now, to be honest, I've barely driven this car, so I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see what our resident tuner has done to it. So going over now to designs and paints, we actually do have some advanced painting options this time. Paint group number 1, of course, being the main body of the car, and I'm going to assume paint group number 2 might be the little sun strip. Indeed, it is. You can go ahead and also make that bright pink if you want to. Well, to be fair, I think that kind of matches the car better. And in terms of manufacturer colours, we of course have only got one, which is this really cool I guess Hyundai N racing livery. So I don't really know much about this car itself, so I'm literally having to haul everything off of its Wikipedia page. So apparently this thing was officially unveiled at Auto China, and it also made a competitive debut at the 2021 Michelin Pilot Challenge, which was pretty cool indeed. Season opener over at Daytona International Speedway, and I believe what I can read on here is when it joined the TCR Europe Touring Car Series, it ended up winning the first race it was ever put in, which is honestly quite an interesting feat indeed for a car making its debut into, various racing series. And apparently there are a couple of copies of this car, but I don't know where the rest went. And away we go! There is the MG Racing touring car right there. We've also got a ramp car. I'm just going to try my best to stay ahead of that thing, because I don't want to get tangled up with the fight in that thing, because we will end up going to outer space. But let's go ahead and see what this S1 monster can do, because I believe there's quite a fair few things you can actually do to this car. But we'll get into the fun stuff a little bit later on, so stick around. At the moment, we're just going to try and get this thing from 7th to 1st. Let's see if we can replicate what it did at the European Touring Car Championships. Because, well, like I said, it did very, very well, and we're going to try and replicate that win if we can. The one thing that I've noticed about this car is with its stock engine, it does lack an awful lot of straight line speed. But I am hoping it'll make up for it in the turns, because up here there are quite a fair few, including this really sharp one, oh dear. Excuse me. Okay, and now we're getting up to the little twisty areas, 67% through. This is honestly one of my more fun parts, because I just don't know really how to take this whole stretch of road, and they don't take anywhere near the lines that I do down here. So going up to here, we can see the Ferrari's gone a little bit sort of, well, it's done its own thing really, but it has also kind of blocked us in, which I wasn't expecting it to do. So hopefully we can try and get past up here. Why are we up against a McLaren? We're a Hyundai touring car. Come on, 92. We can outpace the Ferrari. We can outpace them. Okay, this is going to be a little closer than I thought. They are right there, but the finish line is right here, and across we go. Sideways, slideways, and crashing into a wall with a first place and a time of 2 minutes 31. So here we are now back at the upgrade shop, and what we're doing is, well, actually what I should be saying is what I would be doing is making a single wheel drive and putting the drag tyres on, but pretty much you guessed it by now, we also have another tuner by our local resident tuner who has been very busy making these for us, and we have got ourselves a drag built Hyundai. So let's go ahead and once again bring up the share code. I think that was the right one. Let's go ahead and do that again. Yep, there we go. There's a share code for a drag tune for this thing, so we're going to go ahead and install that as well. So with those upgrades, we're now sat at £2,600, 1,279 brake horsepower, and all that for just 90k. To be honest, I don't know how well this thing's going to go, I just hope it does well. This is interesting, a lot of people have done various assorted paints for this thing, but if anybody wants to happen to try and do a THD2 racing livery, go ahead and let me know. So here we are now over at the back of the festival. Let's go ahead and see if we get a little bit of a wheelie check. It's a Mac build, so I'm expecting something cool. Come on, let's see what we've got. Ah. Okay. I honestly thought it'd be a little more given what you can do to this thing. Get better speed. Yeah, I'm hoping that's what this thing can do. Let's go ahead and line ourselves up. Go ahead and get ready, and away we go. Now, one thing I've told with Max Tunes is to stop using launch control. So, yeah, that's why I didn't do full launch control on that one. But let's go ahead and see what we can get from this thing. Going through the camera up here, we've got ourselves a whopping 198, and off the end of the drag strip at 215 miles an hour, which isn't bad. But I feel like this thing might be able to go quicker. And as usual, absolutely zero brakes. And now it's time to go ahead and get this thing ready for the road. Now, like normal, I'd usually go ahead and do all of the race and road stuff. You can see where this is going. We have got a tune up here that says maxed out. Oh no, by Mac. Let's go ahead and bring up the share code. There we go. Feel free to go ahead and download that. We are going to be rocking a lot of power. So, oh dear me. This could be about to get very chaotic. So after that little upgrading spree, we're now a little heavier at 2,707 pounds, but we've got a lot more power at 1,356. So essentially we've got pretty much 1,400, which is absolutely insane. Fun fact, you're currently watching this on the day it was recorded, which means I've had to edit this very quickly indeed. But before we go anywhere, here is this week's Forzathon shop. Now, reminder, you have until 3:30 PM BST on Thursday to go ahead and get anything that you see here before the season changes. But we've got ourselves the number 2 Ford GT40, the blue wrestling mask, the blue wrestling outfit. We've got the Lamborghini Veneno, the walkie-talkie car horn, sounds a bit like this. Cool. Very fancy indeed. We also have got ourselves the Horizon Super Wheel Spin as well as the regular Horizon Wheel Spin. And now, out to the motorway. Alrighty, here we are now over at the edge of the motorway, so let's go ahead and get ourselves on launch control this time, and away we go with 1,400 brake horsepower. We've got a stupid amount of gears, we've got a very light car, and let's go ahead and see at what top speed we can get out of this thing. Now, I'm hoping for something pretty good considering the sheer amount of power in this car, but something tells me it's also going to be probably, I guess, limited by aero, I want to say. Although the aero on this thing is indeed tunable. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get ourselves to the edge of the speed zone. There we go, a 231.49 miles an hour out of this thing, which is not too bad, but I kind of expected this thing to go quicker, but then again, it's a Hyundai. We all know how bad the Ioniq 6 was, so I'm kind of surprised this thing's anywhere near. So coming up here should be our speed camera. There we go, 233.84, going downhill at 235, 236, 237, 238 even. This thing is actually, you know what? I take back my comments. This thing it's a pretty speedy car indeed. I like it. However, there's just one more challenge this thing has to face. And that is how well can it go sideways. So we're going to go ahead and chuck this thing in here, go very sideways indeed. I guess it's doing a very good job of answering that question. But now we go out the side of the drift zone at 39,334 points, and honestly I'd say that's actually really good. But now we've got to go ahead and do it the other way. And in we go. Let's go ahead and see, can we beat 39,000? I doubt it. We are very sideways though, which is pretty cool indeed. And out the other side at 29,285 points, which is not too bad, but I feel like going the other way I definitely got us a much better result. Oh hey, I've got a gift card to collect. Huh, not bad. However, that is it for the video on the Hyundai Elantra N. I nearly said Veloster because I'm so used to it. But this is honestly a pretty cool car indeed, and like I say, you've only got until 3:30, literally tomorrow, after the day after this video is posted, so go ahead and get it while you still can. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that cool stuff. Tech out. See ya. And now Elantra to space.